A pineapple upside down cake is just the dessert to prepare when you are weeknight holiday cooking. This pineapple upside down cake is ready in about 30 minutes. The dessert only needs ice cream on the side and it's ready to be served. We are always busy during those 25 days prior to Christmas, so why not prepare recipes that are delicious, filling, and quick? This pineapple upside down cake, which is a weeknight holiday cooking, takes only 30 minutes. For your pineapple upside down cake, you're going to first want to preheat the oven to 350 degrees and spray your 9 by 12 baking pan with oil. Then you're going to need 1 box of Duncan Hines French vanilla cake mix. And you'll just follow the mix directions with the exception of a few changes that I make as you watch the video. Now in the bottom of your pan, you're going to need melted butter, brown sugar, and a large can of chopped pineapple in heavy syrup. Well, let's get started. Our mix calls for a half cup of water, and I use the pineapple juice after draining the pineapple. It also calls for 3 eggs, and you can just put them right there in the mix, and also a third cup of oil. Now what I did was to melt the butter, some of the butter, additional butter, and I measured out half butter, half oil in place of this, just to give that cake a little extra buttery flavor, and I think you'll love it. You shouldn't need any tools for this cake. All you're going to need is your whisk, and you are going to whisk and whisk and whisk until your cake batter is nice and smooth. And once that's done, you're ready to start adding things to your pan. You'll want to make sure that your batter is as smooth as you can get it. So you will have to whisk quite a bit just to get everything incorporated. Now once you're done that, you're going to put that off to the side and you're going to be ready to work on the actual pan. Now your oven should be preheating at anywhere from 350 to 375 depending on your particular oven. And I'm spraying our pan, and I have some butter in the bottom that I've melted, and you'll see that it's nice and bubbly. I'm going to add in about a cup of brown sugar. Now the brown sugar portion, I'd say a cup, but it's not really a perfect science. So you're just going to measure out enough brown sugar to cover the bottom of that pan. And what's going to happen is that this brown sugar and the pineapple is going to caramelize on the bottom of the pan. And so I'm just adding, and I'm looking at what I have, and I am continuing to add more and more brown sugar until I get it where I want it. And you'll be able to see once you have that entire pan covered. And you do want to make sure that the whole entire bottom of the pan is covered, because you're going to do likewise with the pineapple. You're going to spread the pineapple until it is completely covering the bottom of the top of the brown sugar, or the bottom of the pan. So I am taking that, and this was a large can of heavy syrup pineapple, and so I'm just making sure that I have lots and lots of pineapple. I added just a spoonful of that pineapple into the cake mix, just because I didn't have to, and but this is your recipe, so you can add little touches into your recipe. Now, if I had pineapple slices, then I would have added pineapple slices instead and put little red cherries in the center, and that would have made it very festive and very pretty. But for tonight, we're just going to use the crushed pineapple. So as you can see, I'm trying to be very meticulous in making sure I have the bottom of the pan covered. So I'm going to give everything one more mix, and then we're going to pour this into the pan. Now I'm using a smaller size pan, and I didn't use it. Is it's close to a 9 by 12, but not exactly. And so I'm going to fill it actually pretty full. And you're going to think, oh, that's too much. But you know what? I'm going to try to get as much of this batter into this pan because remember, this is not a homemade cake that you made. This is a box cake. So it's going to probably fit just perfectly into this little pan. And this pan is going to make enough to have almost a dozen slices. So you are going to put those in. I still have a little bit of batter over there in the mixing bowl. So I'm not going to waste that. So I'm going to take this, I'm giving it a little shimmy just to make sure that everything's settled. I'm going to take that and add it to the oven. So it's going in the oven, and I'm setting my oven for exactly 20 minutes. Now I also picked up some little cupcake holders. And I thought, well, I can take the rest of that batter and just put it into these cupcake holders, liners, so that I'll have something to taste. And we won't necessarily have to cut the cake. And I did that. I didn't even worry about putting them into little cupcake tins or any of that. I just sat it in a pan and let them cook. And they were actually done very quickly because they spread it out a little bit, and that's okay. I had no intentions for anyone to ever see those. So that gave my honey and I a little bit of something to nibble on way before dinner time. So I'm just making sure that I have used all of the batter. You don't want to leave anything in that pan. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making sure everything is accounted for and used up. So there we go. I'm going to sit that into an oven-proof pan, and they're going to cook right alongside the main dessert. Our cake is tested done. And that's when you put the toothpick in, and when it comes out clean, it's ready. So it's nice and brown, but we're not going to see that brown portion because what we're going to do is that we are going to take this plate, sit it on top, and we are going to flip our cake upside down. So the side that's going to be visible is that side that it has been caramelizing down in the bottom. And that is what's going to show all of this deliciousness. So let's do that. Oh my goodness, I wish you were right here because this pineapple upside down cake took 25 minutes and it smelled delicious. Oh my goodness, look at it. As I'm cutting this cake, it is tender. The fragrance that is coming off of it is just wonderful. The smell of the caramelized pineapple is just right. So guys, this is a perfect weeknight holiday, and instead of a meal, this is our dessert in less than 30 minutes. And I just know that you are going to absolutely love it. It's going to be so good. You're going to want to put some ice cream off to the side. Now, I'm just taking the time to put the cake on the plate, and I'll let everybody decide on whether or not they want ice cream because some people may be watching their figures. And if that's the case, that's fine. But you know what? We have had fun right here in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme, where we work hard, we love God and family, and we know without a doubt that everything else is just gravy. So I am looking forward to having you at the dessert table tonight. I'll see you soon.